lot, now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Tables turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep fitting in love.
Yo, what is going on, my peoples, what is popping, man? Big up everybody inside already. Gonna get to them comments in a second. Obviously, I'm joined this evening by Zabiri. Big up Zabiri, bro, man. How are you, my brother? How are you?
I'm Will G. Big up yourself, man. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up the tuning on the black end as always.
Come on. Now, again, love for Zabiri joining in. First time on the show as well. So, guys, obviously, you already know the vibes, you already know the deal. Make sure you are showing him some love, same damn way. Obviously, today we're here to talk about Liverpool, their match tomorrow, Singapore tour. They've obviously taken off now. They're already there. Game is at 10 a.m. UK time, I'm going to say. Yeah, 10 a.m. UK time. So, yeah, real early, meaning we all go get up, brush our teeth, get shit popping, and watch this fucking game. But obviously, there's been a lot of talk. Klopp, his press conference, talking about, Trent in the six, talking about, the captaincy, who's going to be captain. He already knows is what he's saying, but obviously still needs to just let the players know. I think we probably already kind of know, but we'll steer into that, in a second. Talking about a couple of players who've obviously been injured. Szoboszlai is back, which is a very, very good thing for us to be able to see, what he's all about. And he's taken a 27-man strong team out there. So without further ado, big up everybody who's already in the damn chat. Big up Frankly the Styling. Big up Redbird in the damn chat. Big up Ravi. I see you, brother. I see you. Ends, my bro. Big up your damn self, man. Big up your damn self. Who else is in here? Big up Jay Kismet. Big up Captain Sal. Matian Arthur. It must have been the first time I've ever seen you, so big up your damn self. Geez, the only LSE fan who's punctual to these streams. Listen, I do try, man. I'm not usually punctual. This is the first time, so don't think this is a thing. You know what I mean? This is just the first time I'm actually on time, man. I had a lot of time, obviously, today, and obviously big up everyone else, man. Big up everyone who is here this evening to rock with us. So, Zabiri, chat to me. Tomorrow's game. Obviously, I know it's a bit early for yourself and stuff like that. But in regards to tomorrow's game, just in a general sense, obviously, I think we've got Leicester City, then we've got Bayern Munich. Yeah, Bayern Munich on the Singapore Tour Trophy, wherever it's called. What are you looking for from these set of games, these two games that we've got here? Is there anything specific that you're trying to see? Or is it just for you, hey, man, it's just fitness, blah, blah, blah. Go from there.
I have a long list, to be fair, but I'm going to try to keep it. I'm going to try to piece it together nicely for you. So first thing first, I'm looking for all the good things to come together. There was a half where there was no shot on target, no shots in the half, no clear opening. Defense was really tight. I want to see that again, but I don't want to see for 45 minutes. Granted, the team got changed at 45 minutes. So I'm trying to say. But I want to see that again. Can we start games and see out of 45 with the opposition having about 10 to 20% possession? I want to see that. The attack, there was some moments where, the attack was just cutting men up. Can we see that again? There was moments where in tight spaces, I'm seeing bare 1-2s like a training session, Rondo. Like, yo, never seen this in the middle. When have you ever seen Liverpool midfielders doing that? I mean, granted, involving Thiago. If you're supposed to give me a pair, Thiago would always be one. And we've been seeing it without Thiago. So I'm like, nah, that looks nice. So I'm looking forward to some of that, man. I want to see the defensive side of things. The shape looks solid. I want to see the midfield connecting, because we've never really had a connecting midfield. We just have a pick-me-up midfield. Like, you have the defense fall, the midfield picks it up. If the attack fall, the midfield kind of just picks up the slack. So now I want to see that midfield take control. And that's basically all I want to see, man. The big focus for me, midfield taking control. And can we see out of 45 without scoring? Because you remember last season, bro, If you're 5 minutes late to the game, just know Liverpool is one of them. That's how last season felt. Game started, I'm like, all right, start. Let me just run to the fridge real quick, grab me a Guinness. 1-0. I'm like, yo, it's 5 minutes. What did I miss? You know them ones. So I'm looking forward to some of that, man. And I'm looking for some more personnel changes in midfield, meaning the combinations of Szoboszlai, McAllister, Trent, how Curtis fits with them two guys. I want to see more guys with the new guys, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm looking forward to, man. And the formation, it's gonna be a quick figure out, but I want to see what kind of formations we use, because that will say a lot about how we move forward in the league. So hopefully, I didn't take up too much with that still. But
no. Actually, segue quite well. So I was going to dive in straight into obviously what Klopp is saying, but I wanted to ask you, if based on the players that we've got available, so we'll say, okay, cool, we'll say everyone's fit of that 27-man, team. So I'll quickly show you here. These are the players that he's obviously brought with him to Singapore. So obviously got Alisson. From what I can see, I don't see a Kelleher, which I'm quite surprised about. So fair enough. I don't know what's going on there. Gomez.
No, Kelleher's there. He's down there. He's next to Trent.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. I was reading. I was panicking as well. I got halfway, and you.
Bro, like I read this before, and I was like, I don't see Kelleher, but fair enough. Cool, he's there. That's all right. Then I can breathe a bit easy. Gomez, Van Dijk, Konate, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Nunes, McAllister, Salah, Adrian. I don't know why. Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Jota, Tsimikas, Robertson, Matic, Clark, Scanlon, Doak, McConnell, Kelleher, Alexander-Arnold, Kumas, Kwanzaa. I don't know how to say that, but Mazek. I'm going to call him M. And Frauendorf. Is there anybody on this list, taking out Adrian? Yeah, taking out Adrian. Is there anyone on this list that you're really excited to see? Just taking a base look at. And people in the comments, let me know, like, who are you trying to see from this list that he's obviously taken out there?
Obvious 3 would be Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gakpo for me. Kwanzaa, I gotta. When Billy the Kid was doing this preseason and he made one little mistake, I'm like, okay, Billy, don't become a sucker. You gotta know when to let it go now. You know what I'm trying to say? Hot potato settings. As a young kid, you're coming in, just let it loose. So I got eyes on him. And then for Jones, I want to see Jones letting it loose as well, because Jones has a habit of holding on to that hot potato a little bit too long as well. So I'm gonna say Kwanzaa, Jones, McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gakpo. Everybody else, I kind of already know what they're gonna bring. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Clark, he's solid, just young. Scanlon, he's like Speedy Gonzalez. You know what I'm trying to say? But he hasn't been running up into any walls lately, so I know he's gonna cook at least 1 or 2 men. Doak, same thing. McConnell, I can see him getting a cup game, or I can see him going out alone, but nothing too tough there. The bottom 2, I have no idea who them men are, bro. I don't know if they're hologram. I don't know if they're solid. I don't know what they're bringing. If you show me a picture of them 2 men right now, I won't know that's them. So,
you know what's mad? You would have seen Frauendorf before, but you've seen it because we saw him last preseason. I think we saw him in like 1 or 2 cup games during the season that we were still in it. But you wouldn't recognize him.
If I'm walking in Manhattan and them 2 men walk by me, fam, I'll just think it's 2 regular men. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, big up Frauendorf and big up Mazet. Mazet maybe not. Frauendorf I probably would recognize, but I'd be like, right, what are you still even doing here? But
you know what's mad?
I think
as you was reading the list and got tripped up by Adrian, and I got to Adrian after reread the list, fam. I'm like, wait, Adrian? Like what? Sure,
listen, I think with just even touching on the Adrian thing, even with like someone like Adrian, look, I get it. Some people are mad. We spent wages, so to speak, on a 3rd choice goalkeeper. I get that. You know what I mean? We could have easily have just gotten anybody literally to be a 3rd choice goalkeeper. But sometimes I think it's just maybe just because of the way I'm trying to think about things. in the future. And it's actually something that you said before on Enz's stream when you're talking about being all in and not sitting on the fence with certain things. I think that's just where now, like, as much as obviously I'm all in for certain things in terms of like Klopp and whatever I want to see and blah, blah, blah. There's certain things I am looking at and I'm just taking just a second to just think about and just think, all right, there's got to be a reason, because take my agenda away from it. Like, take your agenda away from whatever it is, whether it's you don't like this player, whatever the situation may be. There's got to be a reason why this is happening. There's got to be a reason why he said, you know what? I don't know how much he's on, 50, 60, 70K at Liverpool. There must be a reason why he decided this is a better choice than me just picking up a youngster, as an example. Like me just having a under 18s kid who just is just there, really there for the morale. There's got to be something behind it. And that's just how I look at the whole Adrian thing. I know people are vexed. I know because we're a club who seemingly don't spend that kind of money, we're in that kind of situation where we're penny watching at this moment in time. So anywhere we're spending money that people, the general consensus, don't really like, I can understand why people are getting a little bit frustrated behind it. But when I see something like Adrian, I'm just kind of sitting there like, there's just got to be a reason. Like, I feel like he wouldn't just do something for the sake of doing something. And maybe in his eyes, the third choice goalkeeper list wasn't really that great out there. And he thought it was just easier to keep someone who's already been here, knows the team. He's clearly comfortable with him, obviously stepping in whenever there's going to be a time for him to step in. And then obviously just moving with it from there. So that's why with the whole Adrian thing, I get it. People are mad.
He's actually
and they
the perfect goalkeeper, you know, for us. Having Kelleher. If we didn't have Kelleher, probably the worst. So there's two types of what you can learn, you know, G. You can learn from seeing the low end of the ball, or you can learn from seeing the high end of the ball.
Yeah.
So if you look at Adrian and Allison, you be like, nah, Adrian is definitely at the bottom of the barrel. You know, Allison is at the top of the barrel. All Kelleher has to do is just be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
You know them ones. I mean,
Fact.
So
No, that's true. No, that's true. It's true. But I guess, listen, it's just one of the things. All I want, everybody, you guys already know how I feel about certain things. You guys already know how I am with Klopp and just that whole thing. I'm not going to get obviously too into that at this present moment in time. But I just want everybody, just take a second, just breathe for a sec. There's no point even stressing about half of this stuff anyway. Last season, obviously, we were in the midst of a bad season, so I get it. I totally understand why we would be a little bit pissed off at certain things that we may be seeing, and the way that Klopp was doing certain things and players getting injured left, right, and center, and blah blah blah. I get all of that. I just think this season, guys, honestly, just chill. Let's just relax. Things will play out however they need to play out. Do you know what I mean? So whatever side of the fence that you are on, whatever players you don't like, manager, all of that, it will play out. Let it just play out, because moaning about it now, it's just even pointless now, because we can't affect that change regardless. We've seen it. It's not going to be affected in any way, shape, or form. So I think we just got to chill out and just kind of see how things kind of play out. And then in the end, whichever side is going to come true, whether it's we have an amazing season, we win all these trophies and blah, 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 or we're going to have a real shit season again. And inevitably, there's going to be more questions obviously asked, in regards to Jurgen Klopp. I want to take a look. Obviously, I said to you back office about Jurgen Klopp's looking to potentially implement not the new system, well, not a new system, but the system we've been playing towards the back end of next season. Now, obviously, we haven't got no Fabinho. He's obviously keeping it moving to Saudi Arabia. We ain't got no Jordan Henderson. Bajcetic is obviously not here. Thiago is obviously not here. The only, would I say, DMs are McAllister and Trent. But there was something that, people who were there at Singapore training, they were actually talking about what they saw in the actual training session itself in regards to who's going to be playing where and what was kind of lined up. And something interesting kind of popped up. So I'm going to show you guys quickly here. Let me just get this up. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, boom. You can see that. All right, cool. So this is a lineup that potentially could be out for tomorrow. And it's something for us to also think about, which is why I wanted to kind of dive into it as well. So obviously you got a usual goalkeeper. That might change to, well, it might even just be Keller just for the sake of it, but I'm not really too fussed about that. Obviously you got your back three, who we already know. It's always the same back three. Obviously you got Trent in this whole deep whatever position. You can put him as inverted fullback if you want. Again, I'm not here to, split hairs. People in the comments, just before I even touch on the next player, who would you put in this position? I'm going to put the three attackers. Who would you guys put in the DM position? Obviously, you've got McAllister.
Yeah, run that. Do the attacker. Do the attacker, please.
I
want to see what some of the comments is saying, because if I give you my three, Sam and
what for the attack or for the midfield?
Nah, the three that's left for the midfield. Do the attack.
Oh,
you already know how to pattern that up. I trust you to pattern that up correctly.
This is what I think he's gonna do, by the way.
Nah, don't put no disclaimer in there, man. This is what G's doing. Oh wait, you put Gakpo up top.
Of course, bro. That's what he's gonna do. That's how I see
Nunes, it, bro. Nah.
You think it's gonna be new, bro? I honestly believe he's gonna go with that front three, bro.
Nah.
You know what? Hold up. It's your first time on the show. I'm not trying to upset anybody. It being your debut and all that. We're gonna put Nunes up there just for you guys. But guys in the chat as well, let me know, as well as your midfield three, who would you put as your front two other players? Obviously, we already know Mo Salah's obviously going to occupy.
All right.
That
so now the
position.
agendas can start. You see that left one, yeah? That's Gakpo's spot. Mark my words.
What you think? This position, where in the left attacking midfield.
Yes, Gakpo's spot. That's what I couldn't have Gakpo in the 9. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do. You know, one of my a fellow Liverpool fan I linked up with since I started doing these stream. I think he actually connected with me through Jerry. Big up Jerry every time. He'll like send me voice notes, at halftime, before the game, after the game. Some days he's riding home to get his daughter. He'll call me and he'll just like, yo, you know what I'm thinking? Or, I see G, or, I see Ensman live, and this is what they saying. And, we'll chop up some of the points. And one of the things he said to me was like, yo, McAllister ain't been playing in his right position for us so far. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? He was like, nah, man, because for Brighton, he left in that pivot. And I'm like, I haven't watched Brighton that much to really remember that. I do know when he was cooking us. Yeah, I do remember when he was cooking us. He was cooking us from deep. But I never thought that's where he was. I just thought it's because we were having him under pressure. That's why he was so deep. Remember when he was running through the midfield? I'm like, yo, no, he's serious. So I'll put McAllister next to Trent, but I think I don't know how McAllister tackling is. I don't know how switched on Trent will be, because that's just the only worry as far as like not having an out and out 6. You want a guy that just can tackle. You know what I'm trying to say? But as far as controlling the game, I think they were the best two, maybe third and second to Thiago at controlling the game. They're younger than Thiago, so I'll give it to them over Thiago, and they're probably going to be more available than Thiago. So I don't know if you like the way that look right there, but I'm really loving that team already.
I have no problems with it, especially with what we have available. Obviously, we ain't got no. By the way, I see your questions, guys. So all the questions, I've starred every single one, all the little statements, and that I will get to it in a moment. We ain't got no DM at this current moment in time to kind of play alongside him. So, like I said, these are the options that we kind of have. But also, even having these kind of options, when we're thinking about it, and I even want to go back to, there was a question that was put here in regards to Curtis Jones. I think even when we're looking at some of these kind of things, maybe this even might be a little indication as to how we might actually want to play. Because we already know when it comes to the way that we play, obviously, especially in the midfield, you mentioned before about link-ups, and the only time we ever realistically saw that was if Thiago, if you had a pair, as you mentioned, if you had a pair, the one is definitely going to be Thiago with whoever else. And that's factual because we don't really ever have someone in the middle of the park. But obviously we still got other players there, people like Curtis Jones. Like, would that be someone that you wouldn't mind seeing in that 6th position as an example, or do you think he's someone who could play in that 6th position for us?
The biggest thing for me is tackling.
Okay.
I've never really known Curtis for sticking a foot in. He's good at like interception, closing down. Never really went to ground, so that could be a credit to him. And you know what I'm trying to say, another markdown that he never has to like slide in like Milner would, or you know what I'm trying to say, lunging, you know, them lunging tackle from behind where you hook the ball. I've never seen him do none of that. So I'm not gonna say Curtis can't tackle. I'm just gonna say, would the attributes of Curtis be enough?
Not for you.
If we should be on the break. That's what I'm trying to say. So, or, you know, be countered against. So,
do you think there's much difference between him and McAllister, though? In terms, obviously not in terms of their defending style, because I feel like they're quite similar.
Defending style. I'll probably say McAllister probably be more aware of the dangers that's lurking around beyond the first two passes. So you know when you're playing chess and you're like 4 moves, 5 moves ahead. I think Curtis will probably be thinking the guy got the ball. There's an obvious pass. I don't think he'll be like, nah, but he can no look this behind. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think he has that depth way of thinking as far as preventing a counter or preventing a break against us. So I'll give it to McAllister just by his football and IQ.
Okay. I'm not even going to go to that left side. We'll get to that in a second because we need to converse about that. The right side. Who are you putting on that side? Right attacking midfield, sorry.
It's marginal. People are saying we need players, and I'm just thinking about bare combinations.
Combinations are there, really and truly.
I can see Elliot and Sabazala, you know.
Elliot Sabazala.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm going to go with Sabazala still.
Okay. I feel you. All right. Left attacking midfield.
I want to say Gakpo, but I'm going to just let that rest for now. I'll put Jones in there. And then if Jones ain't doing what we need him to do, we'll put Gakpo. The only reason I want to go Gakpo is probably the only one that I trust out of that 4 in the middle to get the ball, turn, and just power down some men to spray it off. Jones, I've never seen him do the spray off thing. So when you put 3 guys in front of Jones who's looking for the ball and wanting the ball, have you ever seen Jones dink a ball to back stick and find a man? Have you ever seen Jones switch a play? Jones more like the recycle cleanup guy. You see what I'm trying to say?
But don't you think we need that in the squad though, or in the team? Sorry, I'm playing both sides. I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I want to put Jones in there, right? Because I like his late runs. Don't come for me, people. But his late runs remind me a bit of Lampard's late runs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man just running last minute, always on mark. Why is Lampard always on mark? That's what
He's always finding that space.
Yeah. Where Gakpo's a magnet as well, man. Big dude, 6'4". You can't miss him. I swear there's 2 people on him at all times.
Yeah, it always seems like he's always being closed down quite a lot. And that kind of does annoy me a little bit because it's like he is someone who, if he does get the time to be able to do what he needs to do, he's a good player, man. Like
but there's always 2 guys on him. Always. He's always breaking a 2-man press. And I'm like, yo, more power to you, but you need to be in a little bit more space. But now I'll go Jones, man. I trust Jones. And this is a moment where I can see what Jones can do. Because we know if Jones ain't cutting it, we can always switch the formation. We can put, McAllister up, bring somebody else on, or we can just put Gakpo in there. If Jones ain't do what he needs to do, put shift Sabazalai to the left, bring Elliot on. I don't want to see Elliot on that left side. I really don't want to be seeing it.
Nah. I don't feel like he's gonna. I don't think Elliot's gonna be a player who can come in to the team. That if he's gonna come into the team, there's only Zabozalai's position or Salah's position that I'm really looking at. Where I'm like, okay, like if there's positions for you in the team, then those are gonna be the 2 that I'm thinking of, off the top of my head. So it's gonna be difficult. I feel like for him.
Nah, because even if we're under pressure, pushing McAllister forward and take Jones off and putting on a Bacetic, I think you get not like the same level of attack as you would in defense with Bacetic, but at least you'll be getting some tackles now. Like that, let's not forget that boy can tackle. That boy ain't shy. So I know people on that Lavia train and that Lavia hype, But you cannot go and pick out the moments of them 10-runner games homeboy had last season and tell me where he put a foot wrong.
Look, at the end of the day, I think I'm trying to think of the best way to kind of phrase this. I agree because of the players that we have available at this current moment in time, before we sign anybody, before any, like right now with the team that we've obviously taken, obviously to Singapore, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's probably a team that should do reasonably well. My only question marks probably would be Nunes. I'd actually prefer to have Gakpo, but again, that just depends on how we play in these kind of moments. Like if you look at it like this here, let's say I'll put Gakpo there just to show you. So what I like when you've got, say, Gakpo in the team, whether it's Diogo Jota, whether it's Luis Diaz, he's always going to do this. And once he does that, it allows for the two, obviously, wide men, usually Salah and whoever's on that left-hand side. It allows these guys to do this, but it gives this guy, the Szoboszlai or whoever's in that position, able to do this and obviously play around with Salah. And then obviously Jones or whoever's on that side to do the same thing. But also it allows us to get back into more of a shape at times if we are then starting to defend, because then you've got Jones here, you've got Szoboszlai there. Yes, they're not actual left mid and right midfielders, but just defensively, it allows us that, because the reality of the situation is between these two, I would probably say, if given the chance, he's going to start doing this. That's more or less what he wants to do. He wants to probably play kind of in this area, because leaving him here by himself, I just feel like he's going to start getting bored. You know, it's going to be the whole right back thing all over again. Put him here, or he wants to start roaming around here. I think McAllister is disciplined enough to kind of hold that down by himself. And even if you think it's too big of a gap, you've still got this and you've still got this. These guys can always tuck in. Obviously, then it just depends on your right centre-back and left centre-back to be able to just kind of judge things properly, because if this guy decides to start doing this, we've got a big gap here. I think Jones is still actually capable of being able to just slot in to those kind of positions. And I think Szoboszlai will learn over time to, you know, to start doing that and helping out that right-hand side, because this area here is going to be great going forward when you've got a Gakpo in the team, someone who is going to drop into these kind of positions and almost play that 8 role, because then he can always come into here, he starts cutting into there, or Jones will come into there, and then you've got Salah who's going to do the inside forward run, or even if Salah decides to stay out wide, you still always got him in the mix playing these balls, and I can guarantee this will start to happen over time. But then I'm just worried on that right-hand side, when you're looking at it, it does look a little bare in terms of defensively. That is probably where my biggest pet peeve is with this team. Whereas I feel like the left-hand side, Jones is good enough, in my opinion, defensively. He seems to have that defensive IQ to be able to switch himself on so that it's not going to be too crazy at the back there. So I am a little bit like, yes, I kind of like the team, but I'm being super real with you. I feel like it also depends on this guy, because when you've got this guy in here, in my opinion anyway, when you've got him in there with whoever, unless Trent or McAllister or Szoboszlai, whoever is obviously, whoever in that kind of position, unless they can always get the ball and it's ping, 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 he's not doing any of this. Now we've kind of got, realistically, I feel no one really in this kind of area, unless one of these two decide to vacate this area. Again, still leaving a massive hole on that side. So again, going forward, I always think it's going to look great for Liverpool. I think we've got the players to really devastate a lot of teams, but defensively is just where I'm a little bit concerned with the way that Liverpool play. But also when you are looking at the attack, he doesn't press very well, and he's a last shoulder player, which is fine. I'm good with that. We've seen Haaland do it. He's been able to score goals. Nunes can probably not to the same effect, but he could probably be as deadly. You know what I mean? But he stays here most of his game. So we're going to have to do quite a lot of ping, 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 long ball.
Hey, easy, man. The way you're dragging these guys around, they're about to get injured, fam. Listen, man. I get the picture, man. You constantly dragging Trent too, man. Give a guy a rest, man. Damn. But Trent on this, you know.
But you know why? It's because we know that Trent is going to be the key kind of creator in the team, and that's just where I'm like,
No,
that's
big facts.
why I'm so big on the whole Nunes thing. It isn't, yes, his ability is ability, whatever. Like that's just perception. It
But
is
G, you
more about
also
what he
know
does.
it comes down to the opposition. When I mean, a team we know are gonna sit in their shell, we probably can take the risk of that right side with the Nunes and just being in the middle because we'd want a
Fact.
guy in the middle. Where if we're coming up against a City and you're like, yo, we still need to be somewhat of a threat, but we need to be covering all areas. Those are the games I'm expecting Gakpo to start it. And if he doesn't start, I will allow Klopp to take a risk and say, Nunes, let me see what you have to offer. You see what I'm trying to say? Because you'd want to really measure. You don't really want to write him off like saying, oh no, you're definitely not playing against a big 16. Because that's just gonna mess up his confidence. You know what I mean? So I hear everything you're saying, but you're basically just explaining how we set up depending on the opposition. Because if we're playing against a team that's not going to be able to exploit the right hand side, I wouldn't care too much. You see what I'm trying to say?
So then, into what you just said now, then, why would it be a problem that he doesn't play against the big six? I don't
Well,
see Alvarez playing against the big six more time when Haaland's there. Why would he play? Haaland's playing. He's the main guy. He's the one that's going to get us the goals more than likely. Why would you go for the weaker option, perceived weaker option of the two?
well, it'll be under the respect. You know how Klopp always come on like, yo, you have to respect the opposition, which was something
Yeah,
before Klopp I didn't care about. I didn't
yeah,
care. Man was on an 18-game winning streak. I'm like, yo, let's go in there, run up in their face. Nah, you gotta respect them. And I feel like that always just mean we're gonna be on the back foot. You know what I'm trying to say? So
no.
the way Klopp was always like, yo, you gotta respect the opposition. I think it'd be too naive to be like, yo, we're just gonna run our game regardless. Because mind you, that's how we were getting caught out last season, where we didn't care who the opposition was. We're just playing the same way week in, week out. It's like run the same drill. It's almost like copy and paste football.
Yeah.
To the point where Nottingham Forest can run up on us. Leeds run into us. Wolves move to us, you know. You know what I'm trying to say? Because, bro, it's the same tape for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So now, that's why I'm even thinking we can win the league. We have so many different tactics to run this season. I think by the end of the season, people are going to be like, yo, what the hell did they do against us? How did they shift the tempo of the game at halftime? People are going to be like, nah, man, these guys are dangerous. Remember, that's how we always called out Arsenal, you know. Arsenal, I don't know if they're watching the 1998 to 2003 tapes, but they always come to Liverpool just unprepared. See how United came to Anfield with Bruno on the left. When have you ever seen Bruno on the left? It's like they didn't do their homework. So I feel like we have the element of surprise with the amount of tactics we can rotate with. And kudos to Klopp for trying a few of them, and kudos to Klopp for even taking it beyond last season. Because last season I felt like it was just we're trying it or we're doing anything. You know when you're chasing a result, you're just doing anything. And then something work, you're like, yo, run that again. And that's what basically
Facts.
I love the fact that he's coming to this preseason going, yeah, there's no revert back to type. Type is in the garbage. Type expired. You know what I'm trying to say? Man's like back to the drawing board, and he's really drawing up things. So, man, I'm looking forward to all them different combinations.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. Taking a quick look at here. And big up, by the way, again, everybody in the chat. There's 19 of you in here. Please make sure you guys have already smashed that like button. We are obviously on the road to 700 subscribers. So again, thank you for everyone for rocking with me and Zabiri this evening. Big up Ottoman in the damn cut. So taking a look here, obviously Klopp was talking about the positions and stuff like that. Everyone's been talking about it. We've all done a video of some sort in regards to it or spoken to it, you know, in some kind of degree. And that is Trent obviously playing in that kind of six position. So this is what Klopp was saying. Again, this is just a little snippet, guys. Make sure you go out there and watch the actual full press conference. We really thought it's a very good idea for this preseason. He can play the position number 6, but now we will try Trent as right back again, and then we will see how we start the season. When you see that, does that tell you that we're going to inverted right back? So basically the same formation that we just obviously just put up there, or genuinely, do you think we're going to go back to 4-3-3? And how does it differ for you in terms of the midfield if we do that? And guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. Do you think Trent should play that 6?
Gee, it might be delusional, but it tells me that Klopp is listening to what I am saying. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to all of you, man, saying what you're saying. But he's listening to what I am saying. Because I've been telling people he can play in the 6. But when he said he'll play him at right back again, mind you, when Trent was right back, no inverted style, just right back, overlapping right back, half space right back. We won a lot of trophies. We were running men down. We were chasing men down. So having a new midfield, wouldn't you just be a little curious to see, you know, how that work out? Bro, to me, I think you'll be a fool to not want to run it again. Like, think about it. You won every possible trophy, played every game known to a football team, and didn't come up off the quad in 2 games, bro. And now you sorted out your midfield. You're not going to be like, my man, you remember when you was the best right back in the world? You want to hang that up or you want to run that again? You know them ones. Bro, I'm just saying it'll be in the back of my mind, and I'll just run it one good time just to see. Because I'm telling you, if Trent goes right back in Singapore, I think there's about 3 games. I think Darmstadt, Bayern, and Leicester.
That's it. I thought there was one more. Okay.
Yeah. Bro, Trent get 8 assists. I don't want to see him in the 6. I'm sorry, Trent. I know I'm championing you for the 6. But if you go right back and get 8 assists in 3 games, bro, you're going to be right back next season, bro. I'm sorry.
No, facts. No, it's true. And we know Klopp will do, you know, something.
And imagine if we don't concede no more goals as well, G. And people are like, oh, so you Trent at right back, we don't concede as much. You know, people are going to come off the fence and be like, no, I told you Trent can defend. So, I'm running, man.
This is always my issue, man. I think I agree with everything you're saying, man. It's true. I think if he was to play amazingly at this right back position, and as he said, gets like 8 assists, then yeah, we're going to be in a position where he goes back to right back. Am I mad? No, because you're right. We did win everything, obviously, with him being there. And you are right again, which is why I think I'm so skeptical about the 2 players that he signed at this moment, in terms of, I think they're good players, but I'm also like, ain't really seen Klopp with technical players really, in terms of making them effective towards the team. We've had Thiago, we've had Curtis Jones, we've had Harvey Elliott, we've had Fabio Carvalho. Heck, we've even had Shaqiri, if you want to call him that as well. But it hasn't really worked out for them in terms of playing somewhere in the team. I haven't looked at them and thought, damn, Liverpool are playing this new style, blah, blah, blah. And you're right, because we're so used to that. I would be thinking, if I was the manager and if I was Klopp, like, hey, like, shouldn't we just have a runner in there, at least one, like just someone who can do the doggy work? You know, like you'd revert back to some type, you know, in some level of type. So I can't really disagree. And again, you said it earlier on about winning the league, and that's one of the reasons why I'm very skeptical about that, because I'm just like, this is all new to us, but it's new to him. Remember, he's never ever had a technical midfield at Liverpool and used it to any level of effect. He's just had runners. Does he change up the way his style of football is, in terms of we don't need to be as intense? Do we build up from the back a bit more? Do we utilize certain players differently? You know, if somebody gets injured, and that's what I was going to ask you earlier on, if 1 or 2 of those players gets injured, their options are Harvey Elliott. I think something you mentioned also on Enza's stream earlier on today. The options are Harvey Elliott, Bajcetic, let's say whoever can swap with Thiago, or if Thiago is playing, that might be the only good one. But then the rest, does it look great to you?
It's not about looking great. It's more so of,
or effective. Then I'll use the word effective.
Yeah, it's more so of return fire. You know what I mean? Like, you go on the battlefield, one of your guys get hit, you're dragging them. You don't need a guy to be picking off the sniper. You just want a guy lay down suppressive fire while you get back to fitness. You know them ones. So, yeah, I mentioned the 4 players we can rotate in there. we have to be mindful of the level of football we're playing. This gung-ho pressing style, dominating the team, compressing them. You're losing too much power being that effective. So if you've been doing that for 60 minutes and you still haven't scored, now you start falling away, and the team is like, well, we've just been sitting in. Now we can get at you. You see what I'm trying to say? So I think it's high risk, high reward type of thing. So we need to be capitalizing off the way we play, so that way we can take it down a few gears. Like, we don't need to be in 6 burning tires in the 80th minute if we're up 2-0. That's what I'm trying to say. So the 2 players we brought in of that caliber knows, like, yo, we need to level this out. 2-0 up, we don't need a man overlapping down the right-hand side, unless he's going over there to burn off some time. And we need to see a bit more of that as well, man. So, listen, we've had injury scares before. We've had massive injuries before. Not just training as well, people. Don't put it all on training. Gomez's injury was never in training. I don't know what happened with Jones's eyes, but it's always these weird injuries. And for the other guys, man, people actually took him out. Thiago kicked him down, VVD, and jumped in his kneecaps. So picking up injuries here and there is bound to happen. How we rotate and cover for those, I think we have a good 4 players. But if man is getting kicked down, bro, that's not something you can plan for. You can't tell me you're going to get a center back because you know a man is going to kick down VVD. See what I'm trying to say? So it's just one of those, one we have to take it game by game.
I feel like that's been the kind of tactic for the last couple of years. Big up ends, man. Do you need a Rambo or Forrest Gump? Again, this is why I'm asking. This is exactly why I'm asking. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like Zabiri's kind of put it there, but this is just why I'm asking, man. I know what. Okay, I'm not going to speak for everybody. Actually, some of you are going to do that. I know what I want to see on the football pitch with the players that we have available. Zabiri, you know exactly what you would like to see with the players that you have available. People in the chat, you guys are the exact same. We all know with the players that we have available what we would like to see. Now, whether the manager is going to do that is 2 different things. Whether he should do that is a whole different conversation. He's won everything, doing it his way. I am in no position to be telling the manager of Liverpool Football Club this is the way that you should be playing. What I am here to say is I do think at times you just don't utilize the weapons in your arsenal. You know, I just feel like it's not every day. As you're asking here, do you need a Rambo Forrest Gump? You just need both. You can use both. At times, I just feel like it's always Forrest Gump settings, and I'm like, it shouldn't always be run Forrest run. We don't. It doesn't have to always be that. Do you know what I mean? So I think it is. I think it is one of those, catch-22s. But I want to move on anyway. Klopp talking about Bajcetic. Obviously got that horrific injury towards the back end of last season. Didn't get to play in those last, obviously, few games, which was a bit of a piss take because he was on a little bit of a good run. Would have been also very interesting to see if Fabinho would have played if Bajcetic was in there. Doesn't make a difference now because he's gone. Played for us in the 6, played for us in the 8, scored goals. I'm sure he only scored 1, but fairs. Shows a lot of tactical discipline, good passing. We have to make sure to use him in the right way to increase the time for him on the pitch, step by step. And then he obviously just goes on to just mention the plan is that Stefan will be in the team training when we return home. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say he ain't going to be ready for the first game of the season. Do you think it's a big season ahead for him in a general sense, or are we still easing him in? Are we still treating him like, yeah, you're still the new guy kind of thing?
No, he is the new guy. We brought him. I don't even know where he came from. I swear he just popped up like he just got, bro, like he went into a particle accelerator and just appeared here. That's, bro. Still a new signing for me. That's how I treat him. I'm putting him on the same plan that I would have put in the likes of Yalavia. These guys come in. Think about it. The team you put up, that team can start at the beginning of the season. I don't think anyone would have a quarrel with that. Even getting a signing in right now, we don't need that guy to start right now. So Bajcetic, I need Bajcetic in your late September, your late early October. That's when I would need him to start rotating in the team. because you're gonna have some players you need them for the second half.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna
I
have
feel you.
some players you need them to be going at it at the off, and then when they start to drop, they pass the baton. Another player comes in. You see what I'm trying to say? Pacetic is the number 6 or double pivot guy or 8 guy for me. When the likes of Jones run out of steam, I will not quarrel about Pacetic coming in because I know there'll be more tackles. Trent can't do the 6 thing no more, so we'll put him right back, and then Pacetic becomes that other 6 guy. No quarrels with me. I'm already seeing what the kid can do. The kid didn't put a football. So, yeah, man, let him get back around the squad when they return. And, hopefully he recovers well. Hopefully he's been developing well. Hopefully put on a little bit of mass. I haven't really seen any recent pictures of him. So,
True. Yeah,
you see what I'm trying to say? I don't know if man coming out.
I'm hoping that's a good thing, though. I'm hoping that's a good
thing. Yeah. Open man come out, filling out his shirt. Remember his shirt was a little loose?
Too loose, and these shirts are kind of tight as well. So for it to be loose, I'm kind of surprised.
You see what I'm trying to say? And then when Matt sliding, shorts were sliding all the way up, damn near cheek settings, and I'm like, nah, fam, you need some meat back there. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just hope he fills out his jersey. Is all I'm trying to say.
Oh shit! Yeah, nah. I wouldn't have said it like that, but 100%, I definitely agree. Oh man, with what you're saying, just threw me off for a second. Obviously, I want to move on to the penultimate thing I wanted to talk about today. And yes, I big up Redbird. I saw your comment earlier on. Any Lavia update? So, in regards to Lavia, I mean, from what we heard recently, I think we had a second bid. I almost don't know if that bid has been accepted or rejected. I just know it's just a bid that was just put there, kind of thing. So I don't know if we're in a position whereby it's, we're good, or are they going to accept it? Lavia played today. He came on for the last quarter, I believe, of Southampton's final pre-season game before their season kicks off. I see a lot of people obviously talking about that, trying to read a bit into it and stuff like that. Remember, he's got to play regardless. Like, he can't just sit for a whole of pre-season, not play any games because of transfer. Caicedo played the other day, and he might be moving to Chelsea. So I wouldn't read too much, into that kind of thing. But when we're looking at someone like a Lavia, I guess just we'll talk about him purely because he's someone who might come into the team. Would that be a good signing for you moving forward?
I'll put him on
and
the
people
level
in the chat,
of,
let me know. Is that someone that you guys want as well? Sorry.
I'll put him on the level of a Pacetic.
Okay.
I don't want to do the bigger, stronger narrative because it always seems to come for the melanin man. But he's been, you know what I'm saying? I think he has Pacetic on weight, you know what I'm trying to say, and frame as well. So I think that's why it's easier to digest what he's doing versus what the kid is doing. Because when the kid was doing what he was doing, man, I promise you, if he was of even my size, bro, it'll come off a lot different. Because you'll see a big, strong guy running into those moments, running into those tackles. Let's not forget, man, Pacetic was in there. He's a fighter, but, shout out to Lavia, man. He's definitely impressed a lot. And I wouldn't mind having him. I wouldn't use him in August or September, maybe off the bench. But I'd look to see how he gets on, probably October, November. And because I'm saying that now, he's basically on the same level as Pacetic. You know what I mean? He would be one. He would be a player that takes us into the second half of the season.
No, I feel you. And I think that's right as well, because it is tricky. You do need players for that second half. It's just about whether they're, again, I'm going to keep saying it, whether they're just good enough in that second half for us, for what we need in that period of time, then, I'm good to go. People in the chat, and again, big up everybody with the comments and stuff like that. Let me know, again, who are you guys trying to realistically look for in terms of this new DM that we're supposedly, trying to sign? Obviously, I've got here Klopp talking about the transfers and stuff like that. I'm not going to read all of it, but yeah, just talking about, that would not be a bad idea. We know that we have to do something there in the midfield position. It is absolutely clear we are working on solutions. I think everyone can imagine that. Obviously, just talking about Fabinho leaving and stuff like that. So he can see that it's an area of the pitch that clearly we do obviously need to pattern up in some way, shape, or form. I'm not going to insult the man and say he's stupid enough to not really see that. But people in the chat, and I'm going to read them out in a second. Who would you guys obviously like to see there? Big up Monts, big up the Big Six Bands. Make sure you guys obviously subscribing over there. But yeah, you guys let me know, man, because I think with this whole Lavia thing, whether he comes, doesn't come, again, I'm going to keep questioning everyone and everything, because I'm really just trying to be a bit more meticulous with some of these things that we're seeing, because I just want to understand a bit more how they work out. I understand Szoboszlai. I understand to a degree McAllister, not as much as Szoboszlai, but I understand those two. Lavia, I'm like, I understand you, but I just need to understand the type of role that you're going to be given if you were to come into this team. That's it. Like, if I understand that, if you're going to put him as the first teamer, I'm like, do I trust it? No. Can he be a fantastic player? Hell yes. You know, in the future. And who knows, he might bang this season, or he might be like just by Tečić, same kind of thing. Would I prefer someone a bit older, maybe of a higher level in terms of right now? Of course, I think everybody would prefer that. But I know a lot of people have, you know, different names, you know, in terms of the type of players that they would like to have. Big up Andy, Rani. I'd argue we should go for an experienced player. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think maybe you could go for both. I think you can go for two players, but again, I don't know what our budget is, so I couldn't really sit here and argue with you. Big up Paul Smith. We need to move on from Lavia and sign Andre Chindade. Maybe. Enz has been on the Turam dance for God knows how long. He ain't left that party for years, so I have to big you up for that one. He's a good player as well. Does he fit into that DM role? We'll have to obviously see. Big up Frankly this styling, like that name. Get Guimaraes, seems like there is some contract extension issues with Newcastle. I also saw that as well. I think Fabrizio posted that out in regards to him. He's going to set you back about probably the same as you'd probably have to pay for like a Tchouaméni. So if that's the case,
another interesting thing, like, I know, listen, man, we're fans of one of the iconic, greatest English Premier teams in the Prem. You know, not a lot of argument on that. I'm trying to say,
yeah.
But we need to really take a look in the mirror and understand the level that we're currently at. We're asking for this experienced guy. This experienced guy, you can't name me an experienced guy that's not in Champions League.
Who's not what?
That's not in Champions League. Or in a better project, or a project that has been more developed than ours. Now, is that guy really interested in coming over here? You see what I'm trying to say? So when we talk about the experienced guy, I think we want to get our affairs right. You know what I'm trying to say, G? You know you're about to bring a chick through. You're not bringing a chick in no dirty crib. You're going to pack up the crib. Then you bring the chick. Right now, we're in the patting up the crib phase. You know what I'm trying to say? We're cleaning up the crib right now. There was a few dead laundry, dirty laundry that was laying around for years. We got rid of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Clean out the wardrobe. A bit of spray, just something just to kind of make the air smell nice. Yeah, McAllister, freshen up the area. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when the experienced guy walks in, he was like, "Bro, you man got new hot tub." Oh, okay, cool. Because certain man walked in thinking the facilities was upgraded, and it was the same facilities from 2009. So it's one of them things, man. So the experienced guy, I'm not too fussed about him till probably, if we can steal him in January, you know what I'm trying to say? Because things ain't going right for the team. Yeah. So let's say Newcastle.
Yeah.
Let's say Newcastle get to January, but, you know, the Europe competition is too much for him to balance with the league. And, you know, Eddie Howe haven't really been at that pinnacle. So it's just a little bit tough for him to rustle down. And they find themselves 8th with a lot of competition sniffing around top 6. And they're out of the Champions League. The guy that was up there is like, well, I've tried my foot in it. I don't have any more Champions League game. Liverpool sitting 3rd. You know, might as well jump from 8th to 3rd. You know what I'm trying to say? So
looks better than that side.
Looking at it.
No, I agree. No, I think like he might just look at it. Yeah, I think it looks way better on that side. You know what I mean? And it's Liverpool at the end of the day. So
yeah, and that's, I think maybe, we was on the show earlier, and one guy came in and he was just like, yo, you know what I'm trying to say? They're just shaky about the rebuild. It's like they don't really know where this was gonna go. They don't know how to explain it or expect from it. And it's like, bro, there's another window mid-season. People act like this window is the only window to carry you around. Whatever business you don't get done now, put a gentleman's agreement on it. What if the players say, yo, don't talk to me unless you're sitting third by December? And you're second. My man's like, yo, nah, but man of my word still, you know. Told you.
Yeah.
You're third. I'm coming. You know what I'm trying? Because, bro, look at this squad. Some will be like, nah, man, that squad looking meaty, top 6 at best. Players might be seeing the same thing and go, I don't know. What they saying? They're relying on Jones, the setting. It's going to be long for them. You know what I'm trying to say? So we don't know how it's going to play out for real. And man is like, you know what? I think my project is better than your project right now. But come December, if you're looking good, I'll come talk to you. You never know. Maybe that's how players look at it. I don't play at that level, so I don't know. But if I was at that level, that's how I would look at it. If I'm at Newcastle, I'm backing us to go far in Champions League. I'm in Champions League. You see what I'm trying to say? So I'll do the group stages, see how I get on, see how I make out, and guarantee you, bro, if I'm not in the second stages, the knockout stages, I'm like, yo, Liverpool, what you saying? You still interested? You know what I mean?
The thing is, I'm laughing here because if I'm being real, I feel like that's kind of how conversations really would be going, especially with like because we're in the Europa League. So if you're looking like Barella or Chouameni, them type of names, we probably have spoken to them, but they probably have said exactly what Zubiri is saying, which is talk to me back in December when I can see what's kind of going on.
Man's not passing up 6 Champions League appearances because the group stage, that's 6 appearances, bro. I'm passing up 6 appearances to come do what? Kickball with you? And I don't even know what's going to happen with you? No, man. I'm not trying to be like one of them high maintenance chicks, but you know, that's the sentiment of the world, bro. That's why you have to come with your resume. And our resume says Europa right now. So.
No, it's true. Pick up Realism, Jared, every damn time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please make sure you guys obviously do that. But look, I'm gonna wrap it up there in a second. Again, big up everybody who's obviously in the chat. Just wanted to make this a quick one, just for tomorrow's game. Just taking a look at a couple of bits, bit of the news and that's obviously been going on with Liverpool. Obviously, we already know it's a situation at this current moment in time where we are looking for midfield options. Klopp's already obviously stated that at this current moment in time, he's obviously been playing Trent in that position. We may or may not see that in these next couple of games. I don't really know. I guess it's just more wait and see. 10 a.m. tomorrow, people who are in the UK, and then we'll get a better picture, for that. In regards of moving forward, again, is there anything else in terms of position-wise? Forget even just the midfield. Is there any other position that you're looking at as a view? And people in the chat before we end off, just let me know that you're looking at and saying, maybe we should start looking at this area too. Maybe this might be an area for me.
I'm looking forward for crosses in the box and who's making those crosses. Diaz is a very direct player. He's another one. I haven't listen, man. I'm not trying to say like I spray the ball like KDB and Trent and I'm hitting spaces or I'm putting it on man.
We're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get to that.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But it's a part of my game that is probably one of the best. Like having the I4 pass, that VVD is probably one of my best attributes besides, Burning Man with the speed. So when I see a man that's techie and he can't just pull up and pick a man out that's way open, I'm like, do you have it or don't you have it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not adding up, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So I want to see some of that from Diaz. I want to see Nunes nutting down a few more headers, man. I can't think of a time Salah crossed in a ball like that or Diaz. It's always very direct. You know what I'm trying to say? So, listen, man, I want to see Diaz do more than just take man on. I need to see more link up from him. So, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, man, I think there is some footage, but contrary to everything I've been telling you guys, it's a bit mad. So I wear number 14 in college, and all the footage is me doing that late backstick run. So I read Hendo for making it because it's a pass a lot of players don't make because they know the goalkeeper will either come get it if it's not on point. But, bro, it's always there for them easy tap-ins, bro, or nod downs, bro. And you know what I'm saying? So big up to the men, them always putting it at the back stick. I was always there, bro. Always.
Okay. Listen, yeah, I'm here to see the footage, man. Like I said, I'm always waiting You know what I mean? I love seeing players. I love seeing the footage, from players.
He said player watch.
Yeah, player. Listen, it's my version of that player watch. If I'm being super honest with you, because then I really get to dive into what some of you are actually really really about. Don't worry, I'll give you guys some footage as well. Just for the love as well, just for the love. Now, obviously, guys, we're getting to the end now. Our last is a Zabiri. I'll give you mine. People in the comments, let me know score predictions for tomorrow's game.
I'll go 3-1. And the one is because I think he'll still do that, not heavily rotate, but at some stage he will rotate, so the quality will come down. So I think 3-1 will be decent.
Playing Leicester, so yeah. I think it will be something like that. So 3-1. Actually, no. If 3-2 actually. I'll go 3-2.
Nah, 3-2 is a little bit too close to these guys that's sitting on the fence. They might actually fall off the fence with a 3-2. The defense is shambles. I told you, man.
I just don't know what type of defense and big up Reyes and Jared. I just don't know how long he's going to play this team for. If he plays it for 60, 70 minutes, then I'm 3-1, 100%. If he plays it for this half thing that he's doing kind of thing, then I can see a 3-2. You know what I mean? I feel like
but he normally does this. If you watch the pattern of his preseasons, he'll do 30 minutes to a half, change the team entirely. And then about the third game, you'll let him run into the first half as well. So I'm expecting him to do that because I've always applauded him for doing that because I see him trying to get the levels up incrementally, So hopefully he sticks true to that. And that's why I think the last goal will probably come in the 80th minute. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm expecting a clean sheet, 60, 70 minutes clean sheet.
No, I feel you. Big up Andy Vrani saying 3-1. Tomorrow's game's going with Zabiri's scoreline. Jay Kismet saying 4-0. Hey, that'll be good, man. Clean sheet. No one's got anything to say about the defense. We won't have no narratives, no agendas, so we can move. Frankie the Styling saying 5-3. That will be a crazy game. Would that be the story of Liverpool's season? Who bloody knows? Klopp will shoehorn Robertson into left centre back, and fans will still blame FSG. I'm gonna leave FSG comments to another time and another conversation. That's a whole different debate. Captain Sal saying 4-2 to Liverpool. Angel 968 Abel. I want a clean sheet, but you're going with 4-1. Fair enough. Mark 8 is saying 4-2 win. Andy, does Harry Winks now play for Leicester City?
Yeah, they do. So it was a swap deal for Madison. They got Madison, gave him Winks. So I think Winks took 10 grand off the fee. And to be fair, I think it's Winks' level, and I think Tottenham is Madison's level. So match made in heaven. But the reason why he's mentioning Winks did have one good moment against us. So I think he's just trying to Winks will relive that little one moment. Nah, fam, this is 2023, bro. Jurgen Klopp 7.0. And just the upgrade should have been incremental, but Klopp saved the final update, fam. 7.0, bro.
Let's hope so, my bro. Let's absolutely hope so. They got Cody too. It's they might have a decent team in that championship, Vardy's obviously still there. They might actually do.
Bro, let's be honest, man. Cody, he's dropping down as his level is dropping down. That's how I look at it.
I hear it. No.
He started with us. You know what I'm saying? When Wolves, okay, I hear that. When Everton, okay, you're dropping off, my man. Championship. Yeah, definitely he's dropping off.
Alexander, the loss breach. Now we've got Leicester tomorrow, bro. But I mean, if you think we're gonna beat Bayern 3-2 as well, then yeah, amazing. I think that'd be great. But 7-0. I hear you, Enz. I hear you. You know what I mean? I think
Enz is saying Darwin hat-trick, That's what that 7-0 is looking like still.
the agendas after that, like there won't be much that us people who are not Darwin fans, there's not really much we can say. You know what I mean? After that, if he was to bag a bloody hat trick, I'll tell you for free. Okay, obviously saying defense is leaky, Leicester should get a couple. Maybe again, it just depends. It really just depends.
Couple. Nah, man, it's Leicester at the end of the day, bro. They got relegated.
I hear it. I mean, they beat us 2-1, so you know, during the season. So when it really mattered. So these are the things that are going to start playing into people's minds, into people's psyche. A lot of their Prem players are still there. That's what I was thinking. Like Ndidi, I'm sure he's still there. I can't remember the other defensive midfielder.
Nah, Dillerman's left. You know, Madison left. They got Dewsbury Hall still in D.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised no one took him.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
I think Vardy's still there. I thought he would have went back to the supermarket by now. In the actual Daka never really kicked on. The thing with Leicester is a lot of these guys never really kicked on. You know what I'm trying to say? Amate never really kicked on. Castagne never really kicked on. The goalkeeper, let's not even go there.
Who is the goalkeeper?
They had a Liverpool guy.
Danny Ward. Danny Ward.
Yeah,
that's it. Danny Ward.
Bro, I don't know who they got, but that's where they need the pack. That guy does not exist.
That's so mad. But guys, we've finished. We've come to the end today of today's show. Obviously, the preview for tomorrow's game. As I mentioned before, for those of us in the UK, it is bloody 10 a.m. I know Zabiri is even earlier for yourself. So I think Liverpool should be apologizing, you know, but regardless, you know, we're going to be out here. We're going to be supporting the Reds. So hopefully we get that win tomorrow. Hopefully we see something, you know, whether it's different or whatever. I think we just want to see something a bit more exciting, so to speak, you know, something that maybe we can all be like, oh, snap. All right, cool. This is what Liverpool fucking with. All right, cool. Boom, 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 boom. And then we can kind of go from there. And I think that will start to ease a little pressure in terms of, like, I'm not going to be stupid. And I don't think we're naive enough to think these players, even FSG, whoever up there, let's not act like they don't look at social media as well as the fan base who go to the games like on a regular basis. Let's not act like they don't look at those things and kind of gauge almost like their likeness level, you know, so to speak, you know, and I'm not saying it matters at the end of the day, but these are things that they all look at. We heard Ginny Wijnaldum speak about the fan base and stuff like that online and this, that, and the third. We've seen other players mention these kind of little things. When Trent was doing poorly, Henderson made a point of actually talking about social media and stuff like that. Like, these players and the manager and everyone above, they're not stupid. They see these things. And hopefully if we can see like a couple of good games, people are very fickle, in my opinion. So they'll, you know, they'll change, you know, really, really, really quick. I'll answer. Zabiri, do you rate the Hoyland kid that United look like they're signing? If you've seen him, I don't know if you have.
He popped up on FIFA one time. And I was like, wow, how did I find this guy again? Because I have this thing I do where I'll just find guys that's going to be leaving on a free so I can buy them for cheap. Yeah, I'm a bit of a cheapskate on FIFA. Or, you know, players that's a free agent. And he popped up one time. I don't even remember his first name. But it wasn't too bad. I'll put him in like a top 6 team. Not necessarily top 4. Nothing to... I don't know what he get on with last year, so I don't want to disrespect the kid. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't even know how old he is. None of that stuff. But if it's a guy that Ten Hag identified as the piece to work in his system, I'm going to be very honest with you, G. Ten Hag hasn't proven anything to me. If anything, he proves to me that he's still wet behind the ears, still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. The man turned up to Anfield with Bruno as the left winger. I don't care. I don't care if you come second and picked up a cup, bro. You're not gonna get any respect from me. No. Let's call a spade a spade. 7 up. You got 7, and I'm supposed to respect you. You might get respect for the Newcastles and stuff like that, but I can't respect you. So if this is a guy he said is the guy for United, okay, he would have to prove that to me.
Big up Jay Kismet, obviously saying he looks like the decent players that firing him. All right, I'll ask you this then. If we beat them 7-0 next season, but they do exactly the same. So finish second, third, and win another. Let's say they win 2 cups, both the domestic cups, and we finish below them with no cups. Will you still not rate him then, even if we beat them 7-0?
Here's the thing, G. This is how I look at football.
Go on.
Me, you can get in a squad. Whoever wins, whatever, right?
Mm.
And the winner from this fight get washed up by some waste man.
Mm.
Do you respect him? You know what I'm trying to, it's one of them, because you can't say nothing to the guy because he washed you up. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they can brag about coming ahead of, but they can't talk in my face. You see what I'm trying to say? You can talk behind my back, but you can't say it to my face,
All right. Is that not then like a fighter has 20 fights? In his 15th fight, he loses, I don't know, he loses to AJ. In all the other fights, he wins. And in that, let's say his last fight, in his 20th fight, he unifies the division. Let's say Tyson Fury had never had lost one match, as an example, yeah? And that one match just happened to be against AJ. So you're basically saying he can't ever chat to AJ because obviously he lost that fight.
Everybody else. Yeah,
but he can chat to everybody else. Fair enough. Okay, cool.
Bro, that's just basically what it is. Like you can't tell me nothing. Because where was this energy when I was just beating you up? Where was this talk? You know what I'm trying to say? Have you ever seen a 6-pack with an extra beer attached to it? Like a spare tire on the back of the Range Rovers and Jeeps in there.
No, but I'm just saying, you know what? I don't want to get into that, man.
But that's basically what I'm saying with the kid. I don't know much about him. We can't say he's proven. You see what I'm trying to say? So there's not a lot we can take with the kid's resume. Look at the way the guy in the comment described him. Saw him, got that fire in him. How many fireworks been put out in the Prem? Werner was top goal scorer. Man had like 5 goals at best. I'm giving him a few by the way. So I'm trying to say. So
that's true. That's true. And lastly, Zabiri, they're asking. He has.
I do. Let me drop a link over there and
send it to me now. Send it to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be firing up. It's gonna be firing up here pretty shortly. Let's see if I can even send it. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some energy stuff. You know what I'm saying? High octane reviews and that. People, if you're in the chat, all I'm gonna say is go touching up on your patois because you know when I'm animated, you know the patois come out. English goes out the window. You know what I'm trying to say? So
that's what we want to hear, bro. We want to hear the realness, bro. You already know. We want to hear that. We want to hear that realness, man. But yeah, guys, I'll put it in the description or whatever, anyways, regardless. Or Zabiri will send it in. If not, we'll do both. But again, guys, please make sure. Thank you, ends. Obviously, put that in there. Guys, please make sure you smash a like. Please make sure if you haven't already, you guys hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this back on the replay, please just hit the like. It literally takes you 2 seconds to do, man. I'm not asking, for your kidney or anything like that. Just a quick like, second. Heck, you can even leave after 3 seconds of hearing the intro. I don't really care. Just hit that like button for me. Zabiri, have you got anything to say before we obviously fly out?
Yeah, so right after this, you take a drink break, whatever the case may be. If you want to chop it up with me personally, I'm gonna be on Grizzlies Calling, the Calling Carnage. Do it every Saturday. So I'm gonna take a quick little break, get some fruits, and then I'll be over there in probably about 10-15 minutes. So if you're here and you want to come chat to me, jump on over there, man. Call in. If you think some of my takes a while, you come over there and call me out. Just saying, if you send shots, make sure you wear bulletproof vests. I don't play. I don't miss. Gakpo in the 8 next season. G, put on your seat though.
Okay. Listen, I'm not here to argue with you, my bro. I'm not here to argue with you. But obviously, that's today's show. That is the match review. Myself, G, and Zabiri, and we are out. People, love for the love.